Oh, 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 oh. Uh, uh, uh. I'm out of town, thugging with my round.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Ways to Say It podcast. I am Ashley.
This your boy KC. You know.
Period.
I'm so
So
weak.
tonight we are going to be talking about, are you a therapist? Because some of y'all, well,
Child
y'all some
therapy,
therapists.
but you
But
mad.
anyway, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn the hands over. What are you saying?
Turn it over. You did that twice. You did that twice. I forgot. Anyway,
Yes.
um, so we are here today on this. I don't know. Since we ain't see each other on 4th of July, happy late 4th of July. Um, so what did you do for 4th of July?
Oh, of course, work till 11:30, and then I went to my parents' house for some barbecue, and then we left there and went to my cousin's house for a minute, hung out with my cousins and aunt, and came back home.
Yeah, and y'all shouldn't bring me no leftovers, but we ain't got to talk about it anyway.
Did anybody ask for any leftovers?
Okay, so anyway,
I don't read mine. I don't read mine. I'm not a therapist. I don't.
oh, let's get back. You know what? Let's just go and get into it.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just get into. Let's address it. So anyway,
Okay.
so like Ashley said, today we're gonna be talking about people who think they are therapists. Or what do people even see as a therapist? Let's just start there. So the question I just want to ask is, who told you were a therapist? So I know we all know somebody in life, and I know we all know somebody in life where it is one thing to help somebody. That's a disclaimer for this episode. We're not telling
Hmm.
you to not be there for somebody. Not everybody needs somebody to talk to. Everybody needs somebody to rely on when they going through stuff. To always have just somebody to go to. Now that we got it out of the way, too, we know people in life that literally feel like they are therapists, like they know it all. That as soon as somebody got something going on, they had an answer to it, no matter they went through it or not. They feel like because some way they have some type of experience over people, or it ain't got to be experience, it can be anything really. They just feel like they are a therapist to people. So why do we think that people in some way have put on the coat and think they are therapists?
Because those type of people make things sound good and they know who to flock to.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that they flock into give them that energy too. Like they
Yep.
feed off each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost weird.
It is. And like you said, I agree with that. And I think a lot of people, and it's sad. I feel like, I don't want to say people are very impressionable because I feel like when you get grown, you don't need it. Like you shouldn't be impressionable like that. You shouldn't be
Hmm.
so easy to be put into these situations, but stuff
Hmm.
happens. So I think the sad part about it is that when people know who to go to, the people who are going to them don't think about that. Just because you're telling your business to somebody does not mean they have good intent with your business or they
Right.
have good intent with the information you're giving them. So we see many cases where people they're going through something, and the first thing they do, they got to tell somebody. The first person that's gonna
Hmm.
listen,
Yeah.
and we probably have done it. Who knows, but just to we give a perspective on it. People don't think about when you're giving your business to people and when you are looking for somebody to talk to, you might not be putting your business in the right hands.
Hmm.
Because as we see these people who feel like they're therapists, first they can use it. They can always use it in a way of, okay, I can relate it to this, and I can take this back to my friends. I can tell them this. Secondly, they can use it to manipulate you in a way. So once you tell
Hmm.
somebody your business or what you're going through, in some ways they can it paints a picture for them. So once you go to somebody looking
Hmm.
like a damsel in distress and like you'll tell you about it, that's how they're gonna treat you now.
Right.
So they're gonna use you as much as they can, and then they're gonna just kind of go to the next thing. So oh, you had I thought you had something. You had to say something.
I'm
Okay.
taking everything in.
All right. So I think the most recent example, it ain't really
Hmm.
too recent, but what this was last year, I think. Was it last year or this year? One of them years. It was last year. And we know, and it's Coach Stormy. Now, I'm gonna bring up. This is not a space for her to bash her. You know, get your
Mm-hmm.
money, do what you do. You know, live your life, whatever. But so that is an example of what I call a false idol, right? So as we know she went viral because the girl they was on a boat or whatever. Were they on a boat? I think they were
No,
out of what
talking
they
about this the
was.
one with the plate.
Yeah.
No, they were like at a event or something like that, but I don't think it was on a boat. I don't think so. I
Okay.
could be wrong. I don't think it was on a boat.
I don't know. I think I'm thinking about what they had on. Well, yeah, like you said, they were at an event, and the
Mm-hmm.
girl on the side of her, I think she had what she had on play. I don't even remember. She probably
Baby,
had.
she had real potato. Let me stop.
Okay, okay. Well, she her play was loaded. It was loaded, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like
And never over there
I,
because mine gonna be loaded.
I would say mine too. I probably had two plates, but anyway. So the lady we talk about, Coach Stormy, she called her plate low vibrational, and she was telling her like, and this why it went viral. People were saying like, why she talking to her like that? She was saying you would never do this in life. Or, you letting them put this on your plate in life. I mean, trying to make it like some metaphor to life, I guess. So don't let people put this on your plate, stuff like that. So that made people look more into her, and they see that she's kind of this like, I guess, coach for women, or I don't know, their idol. They follow her, and and then find out they were actually paying to go on trips with her, just because of, I guess she knew how to talk and know how to say stuff.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, so I think one I think somebody said like somebody was paying like 10,000 just to go on this vacation with her. Just, I guess, and go and learn and get tips from her and all this. Hey, make your money, make your money.
If they like it, I live
Um,
it.
exactly. So that's what I mean. So like in some ways, the when we tell people our business and we sit and be like, oh, we got nothing else. We just need some guidance in life. Those are the type of people that they know who to grab. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Now, mind you, I've never, of course, met the women in the group. Seeing half of the women that be around her because apparently it's more than just that woman. But it seems like she know what women to go to. You know what
Mm-hmm.
women that will listen to that. The ones that since they see guidance nowhere else, they'll go to kind of whoever makes it
Ever.
sound good, like you
Yeah.
said. And I think that's the problem with
Mm-hmm.
like this false idol thing. I think people follow the wrong people, they listen to the wrong people, and those people who they're following know who to go to. They know who to
Right.
manipulate. So yeah, that's Coach Stormy.
Yeah, and just going back to that, I know it's old, but even just
Mm-hmm.
looking at her plate, what she had like two chicken wings, and like someone said, like you're eating on a styrofoam plate, you
Yeah.
licking your fingers, eating the chicken, and you telling
Mm-hmm.
somebody else that their plate is low vibrational because she had two hot dogs, two hamburgers, a slab of real potatoes. Okay, wait.
Okay.
So yeah, it's almost like uh, is deflection the word? Not even
Mm-hmm.
deflection. I don't even know what the word is. We see that a lot in people, and like you said, we may have displayed that to other people as well, where you know, our life is in turmoil,
Mm-hmm.
and we have this need to be like, okay, um, let me decorate my plate or my life a certain way
Yeah.
and tell this person like, yo, your life low vibrational because you got an extra slab of ribs on your plate.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I
Exactly.
was trying to
Exactly.
relate it to something, but yeah.
No, no, and no, what you said it's right. Because that's literally the people who feel like they have taken on this. And mind you, these people, I'm pretty sure, have not acknowledged themselves that they are trying to be therapists. They don't realize, but you are portraying a therapist. It's not that you
Yeah.
walk around saying I'm a therapist, that you're portraying what a therapist should do. So, and that's what they do. People who feel like their life, how do I say it? Like their life is all good, right? Or is that they don't acknowledge the bad in their life? They feel like their life good is good enough to the fact that they can go
Mhm.
to people who have stuff going on and be like, well, my life above theirs, so I can listen to
Mhm.
them. I can tell them what to do. because I'm not
Yeah.
going through it. I can tell them what to do. They get that advice from me because I ain't really identifying with this stuff that's going on in my life. I'm just kind of ignoring it. And
Right.
if it and even if it ain't no bad stuff, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm waking up and I'm putting on this like this face of like I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing going on and I'm good. That's and that's how they use people who, and they look at people who they get all the business from. They sit up here and try to be their therapist. They literally look at them as like they're below them just because they got
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what it to me. It almost seems like they use people to help boost their confidence, and then
themselves. Mm-hmm.
it'll go back like they'll turn around and be like, what they like to say, oh, that person is insecure and
Yeah.
this and that. It's like, but you're using people that are, or at least you think are below you to help boost your self-esteem, but
Yeah.
you're throwing the whole insecure low self-esteem thing out here. It's just, and I almost kind of feel bad for the people that are listening, but at the same
Yeah.
time, don't save them. They don't want to be saved.
That's
So
it.
I
And that's
just,
it.
if that's
That's
what you
it.
want to listen to, then go ahead. And Grant, like you said, nobody's life is perfect. I think all of us
Right.
have things going on. But if I'm gonna address something to you, let's just say about going to therapy because I don't know what you're having, just a dark time or you can't pay your bills or something. I don't know.
Right.
Then I'll be like, hey, I was at that point in my life before I did this, blah, blah, versus saying, gotta get you through it, blah, 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 blah. Like it's just
Yeah.
like it's sometimes it can be too much. I think I'm getting out of track right now, but yeah, it's almost annoying to
Yeah.
watch, to see, actually to hear. I don't like when people like you telling them something and it's just coming back with this almost made up strip shirt, like they didn't wrote at home, and that you tell everybody. It's like an automated system, like
Yeah.
how we see, just do this, do that, have a great day. Oh, okay,
And they ain't supposed to get
great,
better.
right?
That's why, yeah. And that's why it's literally why I hate. That's why when people have like, I don't think people take mental health serious enough, right? When you really going through something mentally, I think you need to get the proper help. I don't think now, not saying that you don't need to be around people that can comfort you, but I don't think people look at like when you say go get help, like you're supposed to go to, I ain't gonna say friend, the nearest person that'll listen. That's not getting help. You had to go, like actually go get help. People who certified, who went through the proper training. Because people these days literally say stuff because it sounds good. You
Because
can
it
go to
sounds
somebody,
good.
I done hit my foot. I done hit my foot. I done broke my foot. Oh, I'm down. I can't go to work. It's okay. And they think that's it. At the end of the day, everything gonna be good. And they feel like
Everything
that
gonna be good.
it's gonna
That mean that you were meant to hit your foot, and then that's the sign that you gonna get it to heaven. Let me stop. I'm being mean.
But no,
They say
for
when you
real,
hit your foot, you gonna get in heaven.
that's literally how people, I don't know, it's almost like a transcript. Like they literally be reading off of this, like you said, made up stuff. Like that's why I said people literally think because and then it kills me when it comes from people like it could be somebody, it's so weird. It could be somebody who probably don't know nothing about positivity or getting over something, anything. But all they gotta do is go see a couple quotes, see a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like go watch a couple inspirational people, go do a couple meetups, and now they got all these different quotes and sayings in their head. And that's how they feel like they can tell somebody else, no, you're not even understanding this stuff yourself. But this is
Right.
what you're passing to people. And that's why people don't get actual help. You know what I mean? Because they feel like that's enough. If I heard this good luck quote, no, that doesn't change anything.
And I'm
But
quick to tell somebody, especially if they telling me something like that I don't know nothing about, or then I really went through. I'm
yep,
like, look, I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I try to direct them into the nearest person that can help them, because
yeah.
I ain't, I say a little something like, hey, I hope you get through this or something like that. But
Yeah.
if it's really something that I just have no idea about, that I cannot help or give advice on, I just try not to open that door. And not saying
Yeah.
everybody, not saying don't give nobody advice. That's just me, just saying what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's why I say, and I'm the same way as you. You know, I quick to be, and I feel like you can give. I ain't gonna say I'm like I can't give you advice, period. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you. Like if you really got something going
Yeah.
on, and I have never been through that, even if you've been through something that's parallel to it, but it ain't that, I can necessarily cannot give you the advice for it. I mean, it just you know what I'm saying. I'm not I don't have nothing credible to tell you like this is what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen or do this. And I hate when you can't sit up there and just lie to somebody. Yeah, in that moment it might comfort them, but eventually it ain't healing nothing. You know, they still gonna be going
Mm-hmm.
through it. They didn't get no proper
Right.
advice because they get it from somebody who feel like they know. You know what I'm saying? Like they faking like they
Yeah.
know stuff. That's why I say if I'm be anything, I'm gonna be honest with you straight up. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like,
At
now I
least
might
try
tell
to
you
be.
something. Yeah, it try to be. I ain't gonna sit
I'm
there and
trying to
let you
be as
just
honest as I can.
yeah, I ain't gonna sit you there to be laid out. I can tell you like, you know what I'm saying? And I at least tell you to get up. But I ain't gonna tell you like if you get up, this probably gonna happen. I'd be like, I can maybe tell you the possibilities, but I ain't gonna tell you like, just be lying and saying it's okay because if you walk that
Mm-hmm.
way, everything will be better. If you go that way, it'll all be good. I can't just lie to you like that. You know what I'm saying? That's that.
Right.
What do you call it? Like it's false something. Maybe I'm gonna call it false hope.
Narrative. Wait,
False
I said
anything.
narrative.
You man, well, it's false.
I don't
False
know.
anything. I'm gonna
Right.
say false hope. I'm just not willing to give that. And that's why I don't try to identify as a therapist. But anyway, um, okay. And while we on this therapy, whatever, I'm gonna just because I kind of talked about it with Stormy. So
Hmm.
I look at it like, and we see it in social media. That's why I kind of hate this. All of a sudden, I want to change, and not everybody listen to me type thing. I don't like the idea of false idols, right? So
Hmm.
I know in the world, we all have somebody we really like. We have podcasters, celebrities. We know we love. They're so inspirational. We like to hear them talk, and that's fine. But I
Hmm.
feel like we let too many people because they have money and fame become these false idols, and we listen to everything they say. And I feel like that's another thing. People feel like because they have money and because they have this, I guess, great way of living that
Hmm.
they that's what I need to listen to because in some way they are, I guess, have something that I want. So they gonna know everything. Like I can listen about everything. They give me all
Right.
the advice. They tell me I get there not knowing that everybody different. Nobody journey is still gonna be the same. And that's what I mean, like about it being a false idol. I don't like that.
And
The
it's
idea
almost
of it.
like, can you even blame them because you have these people that look up to them? It's
That's
like
true.
if I have all this money in the world and I can say, hey, wear yellow hat today and
Yeah.
um you'll be blessed with something. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? If you wear yellow
Yeah.
hats on Mondays, and now people are wearing yellow hats on Mondays, and I'm like, okay, well, let me say this, then maybe they'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like too that people intentionally sometimes go out and I kind of talk about a lot where they'll go beyond their means to
Mm-hmm.
go get things because if you look a certain way or if you have this or that people will listen to you, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I don't like. But at the same time, it's like, do you even blame these idols? Because if you have these people who are easily manipulated, um, believing you,
Mm-hmm.
it's
And
I mean,
and
it's
that's
just
it's fair. But that's why I said like what that why I said let me make sure I say before I even talk about Coach Stormy, like let me make sure like I ain't nobody bashing later because if somebody believe in her and there's people out there that are literally fall for this stuff, hey, that's more power to it. I can't, it ain't like we can stop it anyway. If they already,
right.
like she already got the following. Well, because she was standing in front of that tree. You are not a tree, you can move.
You can move. Okay.
But if you got enough, that's why I said like having a following and stuff, you really can't be mad at people for that. Like you said, like I can't. You could call them a false idol, but then it's kind of like they just it's their way.
The people
It's
that
their way of
following
making.
them.
Yeah, it ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
just
You're
like,
right.
are you
You okay? But
so I don't
I
get
don't know.
it.
It's something comforting about it. It's something comforting about having somebody who they feel like is above them, tell them everything to do in life, or
Hmm.
without them, they wouldn't have no type of guidance. And that's when I think we literally lose the idea of being the individual. We just
Mm-hmm.
I don't this cult following thing.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is, like a cult following thing. I don't understand it, but hey, to each his own. To each
And
his own.
like I also just don't like when, we're kind of taught these certain things, not even taught. Well, I would say taught these certain things, like we just say stuff and we don't realize what we're saying. For example, what is it? Um, if someone, let's just say, does something to you that you don't
Mm-hmm.
care for and you cut them off or you just decide not to be friends with them anymore, stay cordial, all this, and someone's like, oh, no, life is short. You should
Mm-hmm.
be friends with them. Like, do this. It's like, no. Why, if life is short, why would I waste my time going back to someone who hurt me? And that's not even just relationship wise, it's friends, whatever it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would I waste time going back to somebody who hurt me? Once you show me who you are,
That's it.
that's it. And that goes for me too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always put myself in it as well because I think even me just saying it then, it can almost seem like I'm the perfect person. Nobody's ever gonna cut me off. I'm the nice
Mm-hmm.
person. I'm the nice friend. If I did something to somebody and unintentionally or intentionally, because I do stuff intentionally as well, and they didn't like it, or and they feel the need to cut me off, that I'm learning that you have the right to do that. If I
Mm-hmm.
hurt you, and most of the time it's very unintentional.
Right.
I know I have my ways of saying certain things. It can come out harsh. The truth tends to hurt a little,
It do.
but
Just some.
um yeah, and even it really doesn't even have to be talking. It could just be my energy. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just really just don't like somebody's energy. It just is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, this is life. Like you said, life is short, so I can cut off whoever I want to. I can decide not to talk to somebody if I don't want to. This is my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that whole thing. Or when they say, "Oh, that person not living their life," why you still holding a grudge? Who said I'm holding a grudge? I just
Exactly.
decided to cut them off. Like, if you want to go back to that person that hurt you, go ahead. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes you happy, do it. But stop kind of giving this advice unless it's some, like, you got mad at them about a bag of chips or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like
But
yeah,
we
for
talking
something
about
small.
deeper stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like, something deeper or something that you've
Yeah.
seen, but even then, you still have the right to cut somebody off for something small. Who knows? If that's
Yep.
you, that's you. So I don't like that whole little thing. What you think about that?
And that's the same, we already talked about it though in person, but I think it's good to talk about that, especially when it comes to family conflict. Because I think a lot of people feel
Mm-hmm.
like if say you get into it with somebody in your family, and it's crazy because I hate it because in some ways family can do the worst, and people feel like you're supposed to still like I can come and see you at the next family gathering and it be nothing. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that started, but anyway. But what like I say, you could be blood but not family. That's how I look at it. So some people in your family don't even act like y'all family. Like people really do dirty stuff to you. They really go
Mm-hmm.
below the belt, do stuff that's so deep that it's hard to kind of resolve that. And it's actually hard to kind of forgive people sometimes. So I actually like that way of thinking because people sometimes think because of your family, you can come up and like, oh, I gotta get a bad example. Family, like you can be in and slept with some ex or
Oh.
being helped cheat, do something like that, or being cheated,
Mm-hmm.
to mess with somebody you with or something like that. And because you family, in the end, we still gonna come together. Oh, them brothers, that's all good. No, you have that right to literally stop talking to them. I don't, or
Yeah.
not even just, you don't even have to be petty about it. Just in general, just like the type of person that you are, I don't necessarily need or want you in my life. And that's good for mental health too, because what's the point of like, okay, you get into somebody, you see they did something wrong. What is the point of welcoming them back in your space? You're never going,
Right.
you're never going to elevate it. It's just going to stay that same way. You keeping these same people who keep doing something wrong to you. Everybody around you telling you, oh, like you said, life's short. Bring them back in. No, no, it just not. It don't make sense to me. I feel like,
It
and
doesn't.
I try to be considerate of the fact I'm more on the end of I'm good at the cutting off part, and I would just not talk to you no more. I won't feel a way about it. We just gonna move on. whatever. I'm probably won't even be mad about it. Eventually I'm gonna just be like, we just went, you know what I'm saying? Like it was temporary. We just whatever.
Yeah.
I try to be considerate of. Sometimes they can be harsh. Like you said, it could be small stuff. You could do something small, like you said. You just stole my chips. I don't know. I might cut you off on my food, but oh, but small stuff like that. That's easy to resolve. That's not like you going against your going against your morals. They ain't like
Right.
that. But when people do stuff that's deep, especially when it's affecting you and they knew and their intention was to hurt you, it
Yep.
is okay to literally be like, I don't want you in my life. Like, I'm gonna remove you. And that's just what it is. And you do yours and I do mine. Because at the end of the day, we did not pick to be in this thing together. I'm gonna be honest with you. We just
Exactly.
we ended up in the family we was in, but we didn't pre-pick like, okay, I want to be with them. That didn't happen. So you do have that choice of like, if I want to be separate from you, I'm gonna be separate from you. I mean,
Right.
I don't. And like you say, people see it like it's so sad when people see, oh, they brothers, they sisters. It's sad that they don't get along and stuff. That's some type of mind manipulation. Like saying stuff like that, like you say from these so-called therapists, saying something like that is like a way to get somebody like, oh yeah, I feel bad. Okay, I need to go talk to them. No. And then,
Right.
really think about it now that I'm talking about it. Think about that. Who do they always expect to go do the forgiving and mend it back together? The person who it was done to. Like
Yeah. Every time.
they put it on the person who did wrong to go and
Yeah.
resolve this because it'd be that, and the person who did it probably be so far away, ain't tried to reach out or nothing, but they want you because they think that
To
you done cut
be
them off.
this whole
Yeah,
bigger person thing. Like,
like
get
you be
out
the
of my
bigger
face with this
person.
bigger person shit. Like, I don't feel like being the bigger person.
And you don't have to be there because I feel like, and I told you that's why I said I was like, well, there's a way where you can forgive, but just never forget. So I can forgive you, and like I say, I hate when people don't realize that when you forgive people, it is supposed to be for your own peace and for you. You're forgiving somebody so you can let it go. I'm not forgiving you because a lot of people be forgiving people that benefit the other person. What are you doing? You're not doing nothing. You're not holding them accountable for it. They're not getting no consequences for it. You're talking right back to them. You're supposed to be forgiving people to be at peace with yourself on the situation. Not I'm forgiving you and bringing you right back in. No, that's not. It's not supposed to be. It ain't how it's supposed to go. If that's your choice, that's fine. I don't know why, but
Right.
if that's what you want to do, fine. You should never forget how people do you. Like I was saying, I did want to I wanted to quote the podcaster, right? Her name is Neoma Basden. And it's funny, I saw this literally today where she was talking about a quote from Maya Angelou where she said, when people show you how they are, just remember that that's how they are. Like forgiving forgiving somebody and thinking that if I bring them back in my life, it's gonna be different. That is a crazy way to think. They already showed you who they were. They just showed you the worst of them. They showed you who they truly were. Take note of it. You know what I'm saying? This is not the type of
Right.
person you want in your life. And if you bring them around, they just showed you what they're capable of. Why would you want to bring them back around? And that's why I think I'm in life. Sometimes you do feel bad, like you cut somebody off and you don't talk to them no more. It is a way where you can feel bad about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you're a good person, it can shake you a little bit to be like, dang, I want it better for you. I wish you were better than that. But then when you sit there and really think about it, and then the people that I didn't literally cut out, they just showed me multiple times why I'm glad I did it. But in general, it is a way where somebody can feel bad about it. But when you really think about it, why would you even give them that chance? You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
blew it. And it's not, and I feel like, and I hate when people are so considerate, like, people make mistakes and stuff like that. I'm sorry, we adults. It is not that hard to not be a bad person. I'm sorry. I just don't think nobody is placed unless you got some mental issue going on. I don't think nobody placed down here and you literally just conditioned to be mean and have these. No, it is not hard to
Yeah.
just have sense, to not be a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's all I'm gonna say on that. Just say if I cut you off, I did it on purpose.
And that's true though. And just going back to the family thing too, we talked about this before in person where, everybody's family is different. Of course my family isn't perfect. It's hard for me to see myself not getting along with my cousins and
Right.
or my sisters and my brothers. And I have to understand like everybody's family not set up like that. So or with their mom or their dad or something. So I can't force relationships on people. So if someone comes to me like, hey, I don't, we're just talking like, oh, I don't like my mom. We'll use the mom thing because I think the mom thing touches me the most because it's like, how you not getting along with your mama? Like,
right.
I have to be fair here. Like, it sounds bad, but I got to be honest. I can't pretend like it's not something that I don't think about. If you tell me like, how you don't get along with your mama, but what I'm learning is a lot of people don't, and I can't say, well, once you try this or that, especially when they done gave me the whole run through of everything, I have to go by what they tell me because I'm not gonna run into your mama, so she ain't gonna tell me her side. I don't know, but it's just certain things that I do believe parents shouldn't do. So if you giving me full details of certain things like your mom did to you or something like that, then at this point I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, you need to cut it off, baby, cut it off, But it makes me feel bad too saying that because I do have a good relationship with my mama. So saying that almost kind of makes you feel bad because I don't want to be that person to tell you to cut your mama off,
Right.
But I don't fully know the story. So, but and then also going back to the forgiving and forgiving, I'm gonna say this, and y'all can fight me. I ain't really big on forgiving people. I know it's this whole forgive and forget. I'm kind of just moving on.
And I like it. Hey.
When most of the time I'm moving on, like I ain't really thinking about you. Like, just go. Like, who is someone to say like I have to forgive you? Like, no.
Yep.
Or and granted, it may be some point like somebody be like, okay, maybe I forgot about the stuff, but don't mean I forgave you. It's because I'm not thinking about you. I ain't thinking about the situation no more. But I ain't forgave you now.
You're right.
But so yeah, I'm just really not big on forgiving. Specifically on deep things that you done did or a person has done. Maybe surface level, but other than that forgiving stuff out the window too. But I'm not a therapist. I can't tell you what to do. If you want to forgive somebody, forgive them. But me,
what think about me? You ain't gonna do this.
Some people might get forgive. I said forgive. Is that a word? Forgive.
Forgave.
No, forgave them. But yeah.
And yeah,
and I just want to throw that in there.
Right, and that's something I had to learn too. Is like people try this, and I see it, and the patterns. When I started seeing the patterns, like like just stay what you're doing, because people literally think that time is. Some people think that time is literally a way of somebody forgiving you. So if somebody did something to you, and years can go by, they think they can see you in public and start something new. No, I'm sorry. That's still you, right? You change. You somebody else. That's you. You still you. You still did what you did. Just because time that went up, we done both glowed up. We two different. You know what I'm saying? I can't nobody forget what you did. That's why I say it's too. I'm not big on that. Like let me say this. Like you say, I think I'm more like I'm gonna forget about what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget about what happened, so it ain't gotta get bad. But I'm gonna just move on and go on by my business. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna keep it so clean that we ain't got to get into it. Nothing. I'm gonna go on my business. I'm not gonna think about you no more. I'm gonna let you do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna do what I do. I think that's the best way I think I go about it. Like you said too, I ain't no therapist.
Yeah, and that again, that goes back to that whole grudge shit. Like again, I think we've been trained to think like, oh my God, that means you holding a grudge. If something happened to you 20 years ago, you run into these people again. It's like, but I still know this same person. Like you still, if we haven't talked, that means I've only known you from high school or something like that. I don't know this new person yet. So it doesn't mean I was holding on to it like, oh my God, I'm ready to run into it. I'm ready to it. Like it ain't that to me. That's a grudge.
Yeah.
But if I forgot about it 20 years and then we ran into the store and now I just seen you and it trigger like, hold on. That's that motherfucker they used to, that's not no grudge to me. So stop telling people, and I'm not a therapist. So what I'm about to say finna sound like I'm a therapist, but I don't care.
Oh,
Stop with this grudge stuff. And that goes for me too, because I know I just say it. I'm just saying it. And
mm-hmm.
it's just like, it don't mean somebody holding a grudge. Like,
Right.
just go. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Just move
Easy.
on.
So for them people out there who think they therapists, stop telling people because that's your mama. Shut up. Shut up.
I know,
Stop
right?
telling people, oh no, your dad, that's your daddy. He might have slapped you down and
Right.
dragged you across the house. Like it's just so therapists stop. I want to be therapists. But let me just dive into what we're gonna kind of I guess end this with. So we're gonna actually talk about these real therapists. So I think the problem is people don't realize that you can't just walk around and say I'm a therapist. I know everything. Let me tell people what to do. No, real therapists go get certified. They go to school. They get degrees. They went through the proper training, and
Mm-hmm.
that's for the people. And fun enough, that's not even people who really the problem for it. It's really the people outside of therapists who be telling folks what to do. It's always the folks who ain't go get certified for nothing, who ain't went to school and got a therapy degree. They got all that it can tell you everything you need to do in life. It's funny. So they went. Well, that tells you down since they never have the right stuff to say. They tell you they ain't gonna get certified. So it's kind of self-explanatory. But that's one thing. So I want everybody to realize. Let's listen. If you didn't go get certified to be a therapist, you cannot tell you're not a therapist. Now, mind you, not all therapists. Not saying they know everything they talk about, but at least they were certified to lie. You up here just lying. At least they were certified to lie. You know what I'm saying? At least they got the proper training. You know, they didn't went through the books. They didn't went through the course. You didn't. So stop thinking you're a therapist and that you could tell somebody how to move on next in their life and stuff. I hate that. And another thing, I think it makes sense for therapists to be people who have already dealt with their own trauma. Because as we know, therapists not necessarily are perfect people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't think we're gonna meet a therapist and be like, well, you ain't went through nothing in life or whatever. I think it should be normal for a therapist to be like a regular person that went through stuff too. But I think in a way, for them to be a therapist, they should have already went through, you know what I'm saying? Like went through their life, kind of went through the trauma they went, you know, that they've had, kind of resolved some things in their life because it doesn't make sense. So that's the biggest thing. For people out here who you're trying to be a therapist, your life is like I say, my life ain't perfect. Your life is in shambles. You cannot tell somebody what's next just because you know how to dress it up and you know how to make it look good and you know how to like, I don't know, put on this smile. I don't know, whatever you do. You have too much stuff going on in life that you haven't figured out to be trying to tell the next person what to do with their life. And yeah.
To me, that almost sounds like a narcissist. Is that almost not like a narcissist?
Like low key, real low key, for real. That's kind of what it is. Like you're not.
And we talk about the
acknowledging.
people that do it all the time because I'm pretty sure we done gave some advice on shit that we ain't been through. But
yeah, right.
But we talking these people that literally got advice for everything, and you know, to
Anytime
me
you say
that
so,
almost
yeah.
looks like a narcissist.
Low key, yeah. And you ain't think about nothing. You're talking as if your life is perfect. You got a 10 out of 10 life. You ain't going through nothing. You ain't doing nothing wrong in life. You're so right that you can tell somebody how to be right. And I hate that. I hate people that feel like that because I'm pretty sure there's nobody on this earth that can do that. And like I said before the episode, like nobody is saying you can't go help somebody and talk to them about their situation and be a intentional open ear, not somebody, you know what I'm saying, gonna do something bad with the business, but somebody who you're listening because you want to help somebody or want them to have somebody to talk to. Not saying that.
Not to boost yourself or just to say I help them, just so you can say I help them more.
We're not gonna do that. So I just literally, I think the point of the episode, I just want to really get to the people. If you think you're a therapist and you haven't been certified to be one and you haven't dealt with it, you're not, okay? You are somebody, you're either listening to somebody's business because you want to be, you know, I guess your life boring. So you want to hear somebody's business and that entertains you, which somebody else hardship shouldn't be entertainment. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be sitting up there listening to somebody and you just, ooh, this juicy and ooh, you know what I'm saying? I can use this.
Like you say, comparing the hurt.
Yeah, that shouldn't be. No, that's not how we do that. So yeah, I just hate for people to think they're a therapist because just because they can hear something because they can talk. No, not everything with an ear and a mouth is right. I hate that. I hate that. So yeah, that's
And
my point.
also too, just to throw this in here too, because I love to clarify some. I think it's okay to talk with people too. I think some of the best therapists, even though I haven't been to therapy, so let me take that back.
Mm-hmm.
I think from just from a human standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
and not that I'm an
Yeah.
alien. I'm so lame. But I think it's better, or it feels good to hear things from people who can relate to you, right? It's
Right.
comfortable.
It is.
But also understanding too that when I'm talking to you about something, let's just say if God forbid my apartment burned down or something like that, and I talk to somebody, I talk to you, like you like, okay, yeah, my apartment burned down too. Um I did this step, and now I'm back in my 1 bedroom apartment, right?
Right.
So you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it makes you feel like you're not in this by yourself, which is fair.
Right.
That's reality. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. And also too, I think it's fair to say like it's okay to talk to people who haven't been through the same thing as you in a
Mm-hmm.
way where if they're helping you, so let's just say if my apartment did burn down, right? And I went to somebody who apartment didn't burn down, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, well, once you try this, here's some resources and helping me
Yeah.
through the resources where, okay, I talked to this person. I'm gonna connect you with this person
Mm-hmm.
to help you get back on your feet. Do you have this? Do you have this? Make sure you have this,
Mm-hmm.
like that type of thing. So
Yeah.
just not staying in that bubble. I can't
Yeah.
explain it because I think sometimes you can get caught up in being comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
going through the same thing, and we're still in the same spot.
Right.
So, and I think sometimes if you're hearing stuff from someone who hasn't been through the same thing, sometimes it can be okay if
Right.
they're helping you
Mm-hmm.
forward, like get you to a better place. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say that. Hopefully, I explained it right. I feel like in my head I did, but
Yeah,
hopefully
I
it came out
understood.
right.
I understood.
So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out because I think it can come off sometimes like it's just like don't listen to nobody
Yeah.
who ain't been with
Yeah.
been through what you ain't been through,
Mm-hmm.
or don't talk to anyone who I can't lie like it's not comfortable or it's not a good feeling to talk to someone who has been through the same thing that you've been through. So that's just human nature. I just feel like that's fair.
Right. And before we get to these last remarks, I did want to say one last thing. If you know, I feel like some people know that their intentions are not good when hearing some people, like people really be going through stuff and people mental
Mm-hmm.
health really be shaken. And people know for sure this, and they still have this intention of like, I'm gonna play on it or I'm gonna use that for something. Like, not you already a bad person, so me saying it's not gonna make you change because that's horrible. But in general, really think about that it's somebody close to you that's going through the same thing, and imagine somebody doing that to them. So if you and imagine if you needed somebody and you think you're telling the right person, but they using your information for something else. Well, the first thing they do is go tell somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you barely knowing this person, but the first thing they're gonna do is use it or to compare to their own life. Just just kind of think about how bad that is. I think it's so like I say, everything's so self-explanatory. It's so like I always say it's easy to not be a bad person. It's easy to not do bad stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
stuff happen. You might slip into some mess, whatever, but it's so easy not to intentionally, you know what I mean, start it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I always say, mental health is important. So please, if you know
Mm-hmm.
somebody's really going through something, before you sit there and listen to their whatever is going on, it's bad. Please don't use it to your own benefit to sit there and just you finna use it to compare to your own life, knowing that you ain't finna help these folks for real. Please point them in the
Right.
direction of some help for real. Please, please. You're not helping
Yeah.
nobody,
It's
and it's
true.
making you look worse. I don't get why people do that, but
Yeah.
anyway,
I agree.
anyway. Okay, so we are at the end. So here we go with my last remark today. I kind of let's address it. I kind of want to talk about. I don't like to see. Well, let me say. I always say it got to be in a way where somebody can receive it. So if you are someone who, if somebody tells you something that's going on bad in their life, and in your mind you're thinking that's not as bad as something I went through, kind of stop thinking like that because
Mhm.
everybody is different. So something that you feel like is not traumatic for somebody else does not mean it's not traumatic for them. You know, you can't sit there and somebody be like, you ask somebody what's their trauma, and they say, well, it's when I was little, I was shorter than everybody, and oh, that ain't nothing. Don't do that because you never
Right.
know how it feels because you're not them and you're not in their shoes. And I don't think we need to have a trauma off or be who had it worse type of competition. So if you are doing that, please stop it. And for those who on the receiving end, because I guess we never think about them, just because somebody tell you something is not as bad as you're trying to make it seem does not make it. Don't downplay it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's okay and
Mhm.
it's natural to still feel emotionally down or bad because stuff going on. It could be something so small. If it's big to you, it's big to you. Nobody can tell you that
Right.
it's not a big deal. If it's a big deal to you, it's a big deal to you. So yeah, that's I want to talk about the people on the receiving end, but especially for the people who do that, please stop doing it. We are not comparing trauma. Everybody going through something. Just because you don't think it's bad, don't mean it ain't bad. Be for real
Right.
now. But anyway, that's my
I don't know. Let's just see. I say something like that I just took from this segment. And for me, it's just helping me work on listening better and continuing to understand people and their view of things, regardless if it's something that I agree with or not. And just giving them that honest advice that I normally do. At least I try to anyway. Am I saying like I'm just this honesty box? Nah, or
Mhm.
truth box, I am. I don't want to lie. But let's just and I'm learning to receive that as well because again, if I can dish out the truth or my truth to something, then someone should be able. That sounds like some therapist stuff right there. So let me stop there.
This ain't no therapist.
If they're willing to, because this ain't no therapy session. But I'm just
Mhm.
learning to, like I said, open up more. No, I take that back too. Just continue to listen more to people and fully understand, try to understand where they're coming from, regardless if I agree with it or not. So I just
Mhm.
suggest that everyone else do the same thing. So that's my word
Spill.
of the day,
Yeah.
phrase or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. Thank you for watching. I'm just playing. Thank y'all for watching episode 3. And we will see y'all on episode 4. So stay tuned. And like I want to always say, thank you for those who are continuing on with us. We
Thank you
appreciate it. Dive into the
very much.
conversation, tell us what you think. You know, we want to hear it. So yeah, thank you. We'll see you next
Yes,
time on episode 4.
we'll holler.